Lights about to go off. We're about to go racing yet again. Can anyone do anything about Costamo this time around? Dunlop with a pretty good start by the looks of things. Here they come down to turn one. Dunlop looking for the inside line. Oh, Costamo up the inside of Mora. Up the inside. So Costamo leads as they go into turn one. Dunlop is in the mix. And also coming through, 55 Datsa. Oh, 64 runs wide and goes off, number 64. What a shame, but while that's happening, Costamo leads. Mora second, Datsa is in third. Dunlop is in the picture, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Valtonen in 8th, Grams in 9th. Bian with a much better start as well, he's in 4th place. But here they come down to Kona Pico, off the back of RVS Technology. It is Costamo who leads. Mora still in 2nd place. Datsa is 3rd. It's all very tight. And one of the greatest sounds you'll hear this weekend, if you're a racing fan, is certainly down anywhere around this circuit as the machines, the noise of the machines bounces off the trees. But as they go down through the dip at Imatranajo, just before the start-finish at BMW Bavaria Lackinen, as they come through there, it's proper hairs on the back of your neck stuff, standing up. So Dunlop is up to 6th now. He's gained a position. He's just behind Joey Den Besten. There he is. So Costamo from Mora, from Datsa, from Bian, Den Besten, Dunlop, Lamboise, Valtonen, Grams and Hoff. That's the top 10 on this opening lap. So just through here, that's why they're gathered there. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a sound it is as they come through. Bit of action going on between Lamboise, Valtonen and Grams further back as well, but Costamo with half a second lead over Mora. Datsa is in 3rd, Bian in 4th place, Den Besten, Dunlop. So Erno Costamo, race winner earlier today in the open class. Ride the curb, some of them, some even ride the pavement. It's more of a traffic island, really. So they head their way down along RVS Technology. Michael Dunlop doing his best to try and stay with the guys ahead of him. And Pierre-Yves Bian really just losing a little bit of ground to Datsa and having to deal with Joey Den Besten. And these three, Costamo, a bite down, and they've got to get that move soon. And also hope that the fence hasn't been moved, because otherwise we may have a little bit of an issue here. So 76 is off. Meanwhile, Costamo, this is a change for 2nd place. There's a battle going on between Mora and Datsa. They're side by side as they try to keep, they really are side by side, and Datsa goes through. Datsa's through to 2nd. Datsa takes 2nd from Mora. So David Datsa through into 2nd place. Lucas Mora goes back to 3rd. Didier Grams has come into 6th place. So Costamo goes across the line, and Mora looking to reclaim 2nd place from Datsa if he can. He's got the inside line as they come down into turn 1. So Mora certainly on the brakes and with plenty of speed. And Dunlop, that's it for Dunlop, I'm afraid. Michael Dunlop will have pulled out at the paddock. What a shame. He's just managed to get a couple of laps and not even 2 laps this time around. So a shame for Michael Dunlop. But I think he knows if he does come back to Imatra in the future, then it'll be on his own terms. This is the battle for 4th between Pierre-Yves Bian and Joey Den Besten. And a little signal there from Pierre-Yves Bian to let Den Besten go through. And Mora really on the wiggle as well, coming down into Kona Pico. Datsa still in 3rd place now. Mora in 2nd. And Data will have another pop again if he can. So Den Besten is in fourth, and I just wonder whether Pierre-Yves Bihan has got an issue, because there's all of a sudden he's losing a lot of time, and it looks like there's a problem for the Frenchman as well. So Pierre-Yves Bihan looks as if he's an early retirement. What a shame for the Frenchman. He'd had such a great weekend. This is the man who's having a fantastic weekend, though. The local Finn, Erno Costamo, ahead of Luca Mora. David Datzer unable to pass Mora this time, so he's still in third place. So Joey Den Besten in fourth, Didier Grams up to fifth. That can't be ignored. Valtonen in sixth, Lombois in seventh. So good effort from Michael Dunlop, but he's just had so many issues to contend with his machine this weekend. Just fingers crossed that he will come back to Imatra, maybe bring a few more of the British road racing guys with him as well. It really is a great track for the ride. Dunlop will tell you that. Gary Johnson will tell you that as well. Michael Rutter, who raced here in the past, he'll tell you that as well. And I don't know, maybe just a couple of flashes there. I don't know if that was a camera flash or whether that was a thunder flash I just saw in the distance. I hope it was a camera flash. There's Bihan. Game over for the Frenchman, just making his way back to pit lane. So I'm just hoping, so just at the corner of my eye from the commentary position, I just saw a flash, but it could have been a photographer's flash. It's certainly warm enough for thunder and lightning. Let's hope that all the thunder and lightning is staying on the racetrack as Erno Costamo, the race leader, goes through at Imatran-Kulapula. Then into this turn, onto Josenan, Diesel Orsenius, I should say. And into SUF Helsinki, and then out of Mitra, down into Imatra-Kona. So they begin lap 5 of 10. Costamo from Mora, from Datzer, Den Besten crossing the line now in fourth place still. Didier Grams coming up just behind him, so Didier Grams in fifth place. Ville Valtonen in sixth, Marcus Carlsen in seventh, Hoff eighth, Lombois ninth, Blomhard 10th. Lucas Mora still holding David Datzer at arm's length as they go along the back straight at RVS Technology. But this man here, Erno Costamo, really looks the part out in front, really putting down fastest lap after fastest lap. His best is a 1:51.5. Still the battle rages on between Mora and Datzer for second place. Den Besten back in fourth, just losing ground to this battle that we're looking at here between second and third. 0.3 of a second between them. And Datzer, having passed Mora once already, not quite able to get close enough to try and pass him again for a second time. Going through here at Mitra, this is isn't public road. They brought it in just to slow them coming into that left-hand turn. So Costamo begins lap 6. Mora takes a 1/10 of a second out of the race leader on that lap, but it's still Costamo with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:51.3. They go over the famous railway line. So looking back, that's Den Besten. And then we'll see Didier Grams back on bike number 1 in 5th place. This is one of the closest battles that we have out there at the moment. It's a real sharp intake of breath moment when they exit that turn and just ride the curb. Well, I suggested earlier that we would be hearing the Finnish national anthem again. We would have heard it all day had Pauli Pekkanen not had that blow up in the Supersport race. Instead, we heard the Dutch national anthem, courtesy of Jord Hamburg. But at the moment, Kostomo looking the part. Just gets on the power, lifts that front wheel. A real road racing hero here in Finland. Been racing quite some number of years now. He's raced all around the world. Fantastic rider. And proving it here in front of his home fans. Erno Kostamo, bike 60. On the older style BMW as well, by the looks of things. But he crosses the line again. This time the gap is 2 seconds. Kostomo still has the fastest lap of the race, though. It was a 1:52.2 that time. Lucas Moura did a 1:51. David Datzer just seems content to sit there in third place, doesn't seem to be getting too flustered or upset. Just managing to keep him going. Moura managing to keep Kostamo certainly in view, as Kostamo again goes light on the back wheel as he hits the brakes for the chicane at Kona Pico. And through Cuman, Trucchi Palavello. And then this right-hand turn at Ovarco. Then Imatranajo. Certainly plenty going on further back. Lambois on bike 155 with Blomhardt just behind him. Elsner also in the picture. Lack of adhesion flag out as well. I mentioned the threat of rain. It's still dry here. There's a little bit of cloud still around. I think we're going to get away with it, though, this time, as we go back to this battle for 9th place between Lambois, Blomhardt and Elsner. Meanwhile, 3 laps to go for Kostamo. Certainly, in the earlier Superbike race in the open class, he was leading by around 8 seconds. It came down by the time the checkered flag came out. He had time to play with, of course. This time, though, a little bit tighter, still around the 2-second mark over Moura and Datzer. Then Beston losing touch back in 4th place, but he's still holding 4th ahead of Didier Grams, who's 5th. Valtonen is still 6th, ahead of Carlsen, Hoff, Lambois and Blomhardt. Elsner still trying to break into the top 10. But we're looking down on this battle for 2nd place. Moura still keeping Datzer behind him. Now, unless Datzer's got some kind of plan up his sleeve, you've got to think it's going to have to take something like a mistake by Moura to allow Datzer to go through into 2nd place. But as things stand, it's these 3 that are going to be standing on the podium. Kostamo again looking at a race victory here at Imatra. We've had a couple of retirements, Michael Dunlop, of course, and Pierre-Yves Bihan. Here's that battle for 9th again. Still nothing between these 3. Back with the race leader. And that gap just extended slightly by about half a second or so over Lucas Moura. David Datzer still in a very tight 3rd place. 0.6 of a second, the last timing point Erno Costomo crossing the line now. 2 more laps to go. Lucas Moura gets aboard. So you can see the railway line there. That's the one that normally goes into Russia. But obviously with what's been going on in Russia lately, no trains have been going on that track. But a great shot there. You can just see how technical it is through Ita Nordic and then into Technosave Ukenhata. Everyday traffic on the other side of that barrier. So Lucas Moura and David Datsa continuing this duel for second place. However, Lucas Moura just seems to have opened up a slightly bigger gap than he's had throughout. A suggestion perhaps that he might be closing in on the race leader. However, it could be the fact that Costomo might just be easing back. However, just watching his front wheel going up in the air, I don't think he's easing back. However, with just over a lap to go, we have got some slower riders, and when you have a big field such as this is the issues you can sometimes have. Now Costomo will hope that he will come across the slower traffic as they come along the BMW Bavaria Lackinen straight. Moura still in second. Datsa not quite able to close that gap yet. Still a second between them, and I think it will work for Costomo. However, second place, and there is a blue flag went out there to warn the slower guys that there are faster men coming through, and there is the fast man coming through now, and he should catch them before they get to turn 1. So unfortunately another retirement there. That was Milka Velperi who went off. And Costomo will just have to tuck in behind 13. It's Marko Zinkanen. And Costomo on his final lap. Lucas Moura still in the picture, but it's going to take a mistake now from Costomo to throw this one away. Lucas Moura is quite close. Datsa, I think, has lost a bit of ground due to the slower guys. But Costomo on his way to the checkered flag. But we saw this with Pekkanen, of course. Just as we were thinking Pekkanen had the 600 race sewn up, he had an issue as he came over Imatran Kulapula. So Erno Costomo. Lucas Moura in second. He's not giving up, is he, Moura? He's really closing down. But he's running out of road, he's running out of time. David Datsa is saying third will do me. Den Besten is some way further back in fourth place. But Erno Costomo on his way to victory here at Imatra. It's the final lap of the final race of the weekend. We've waited 3 years for racing at Imatra. Oh, and Moura's closed right in. It would be some fairy tale if he was able to manage to pass Costomo now as they come up towards the checkered flag. Here comes Moura. There is traffic ahead, but they won't play it. Costomo will have this one. Moura's going to try and pull out of the slipstream if he can, but he's not close enough. It's the Finn who takes the win, and Costomo ahead of Lucas Moura. Datsa in third. Den Besten some way back in fourth, but Costomo makes it a double today in the Superbikes. He won the Open class earlier on.